want to start off today's show by saying I'm sorry I apologized on behalf of Calvin Ridley. I cannot believe this bum had me believe he was suffering from depression. To that I say, screw you. There's so many other words I want to say, but unfortunately, I try not to cuss. And so for that, I'll say, screw you again, Calvin Ridley. Do you guys realize how frustrating it is to hear about mental health issues and then to hear Calvin Ridley? Well, I still haven't heard from the guy. Now we're hearing the Falcons and Calvin Ridley are parting ways. Gee, I wonder why that could be. Because the team sucks and Calvin Ridley just wants to perform and get paid and all kind of. Screw you! Screw you! 20,000 times screw. I cannot stand this story. For weeks, I was like, okay, Calvin Ridley's a humble guy. He's probably depressed. I hope he's okay. And now I'm like, what the hell, dude? Why do you want out? This is not how this was supposed to end. Well, reports say the team was going to try to help him with the doctors, and he just didn't do it. So what the heck, dude? Why do these athletes feel compelled to do this? It's not right to people in society who actually have these problems. I know a girl who works at a local convenience store. She told her boss one day, I want to kill myself. He said, okay, are you coming in tomorrow? People like Calvin Ridley make this so weak and so lame to say. So thank you, Calvin Ridley, for making suicide and mental health look like a joke. Thank you and screw you. Exclamation point.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire right there. Yeah, this is a tough one because you're right. I mean, it all seems that you basically quit on a lackluster team because I believe he quit right either
After week
before.
2,
Was it week 2?
I believe.
Was it that long ago? Uh, is it before or after they got beat by Miami or beat Miami coming back from London? Anyways, the timing is irrelevant largely, but it did seem like they were a flawed team and they were having a lot of problems and they were on their way to, well, the season that they ended up having. Now, could Calvin Ridley have salvaged some of the season that they ended up having? Quite possibly. We all know he's a pretty dynamic receiver. But you're right, coming out of this, the Atlanta Falcons seem obliged to do this as well. They seem to mutually, quote unquote, agree to part ways. I don't know how mutual Atlanta really wants to give up on this star receiver, but the fact is that he just quit on them. And I can't dive into what happened the last month or two or however long he's been out. But you're right. On the surface level, this just seems awful. And it seems like another Ben Simmons spot. Like, I don't know if I can take you seriously because the last thing I heard from you is you're stepping away from the game to address your mental health. The most recent thing I hear from you is I don't want to play for Atlanta anymore. Now, what happened in Atlanta? Now, we'll dig deeper and find out that there's some toxic issues in the organization. I don't know.
For his sake, I hope to God.
But, I mean, is he the only one that's experienced this? And for all, theories to be thrown out there, is Calvin Ridley a player who's experienced winning so much in his life that losing actually negatively affected the way he goes about life and thinks about life? Because he's been on a losing team. Is there a possibility that theory could actually hold water? I don't think so. But I don't want to, I don't want to make sure every stone I don't want to make sure any stone's unturned. But this is a very strange saga. The one that's probably going to linger into the offseason, into the draft, because if he's going to get traded, it's going to be maybe at some point here between now and then. So how bad is this going to get for Atlanta? Because it feels like the easiest thing to do is just throw the organizations under the bus, that they don't take care of these. I mean, look at Antonio Brown. People need to the organizations need to take care of their players. Like, okay, at what point? I mean, you're paid handsomely. You're taken care of. I mean, I understand that life, you might think life is tough, but please let me show you tougher circumstances than what you have in your life.
I feel stabbed in the back by Calvin Ridley. And I know Twitter user Michael Carvelis of Twitter show AM Drive TV doesn't mean a dang thing, but it means something to people with mental health. Because there's a reason why people get pushed aside when they have mental health problems because of this idiot right here.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can understand your frustration. I'm not ready to go all the way, but this is a very perplexing story as to the last time we saw him or heard from him, and what we currently have seen out in the news cycles
Yep.
is what did you do over the last however long you were gone that you decided Atlanta's just you're just done with Atlanta. And for some reason, Atlanta just seems super content with it. And maybe they're just trying to blow up everything and they figure this may not be the height of what they can get or the peak of what they can get, but maybe we can still get something pretty valuable in return to help us with rebuild because I mean, you're basically at this point building around your tight end. You're building your entire franchise around a tight end at this point.
Yeah. It's sad. But Calvin really was never sad, but whatever.
It's fair. I'm not gonna go to those conclusions or accusations, but it does seem to look that way.
And